So she stood there brave, right? Not thinking that maybe these guys will come back to make sure that this person is dead and the job has been finished. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I'm your host, Felix Long Trousers. Man, if you're new to He Rants, man, I'm just a random, ordinary guy just making videos to keep y'all informed about news that interests me. If you find that attractive, you know what I'm saying? You should definitely subscribe to your boy, man. At the same time, put the post notifications so you always hear the voice of Long Trousers. Also, a like is very much appreciated because I'm really insecure and it makes me know that I'm releasing good content. And YouTube also realizes that your boy needs to be spread out to the masses, right? And you gotta buy the merch. What the hell's in my mouth? You have to buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms because we're oh so humble, which happens to be the promo code. Humble for 15% off your total order. And also, we love y'all so much, so love for free shipping. Link in the description box below. But let's not waste no more time. Let's get right into it. We gotta talk about this quote-unquote rapper Azealia Banks, right? I spoke about her recently. And she's hitting the news again because she recently doubled down on some comments that she made before. You have to understand, by me bringing this news, this was somewhat old news. The double down is the new news. The old news, the reason why I didn't bring it to you right away is because once, like I said before, Azalea Banks is not somebody of great relevance, right? She's not a big name person. A lot of people don't know who the hell she is. And for those who do know who she is, kind of don't want to hear about her. But she's doing what she can to stay in the news. And she's doing a pretty good job, right? Azalea Banks, she's being talked about right now because she recently made comments on Doja Cat's latest song, Juicy, right? And she was just like, ew, as watching the video, she said, ew, Doja Cat, she looks fat and she looks pre-diabetic, right? And me looking at Doja Cat, she seems like somebody that I would like to insert my genitalia in, right? You know, from time to time, if she would give me the liberty to do that, right? I don't really see her being as large as I believe Azealia Banks, Mrs. Banks, is trying to make her look. And not only that, she also talked about Meg Thee Stallion, said Meg Thee Stallion is kind of large. I really don't appreciate that. So of course, Meg Thee Stallion, right? She's a little bit, larger. Her being, she's like 5'10" or something. I wouldn't be surprised if Meg Thee Stallion comes out to being about 180, 190 pounds, because she's pretty filled in, she's pretty stacked. Calling her fat, I disagree. Voluptuous, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Stacked in the right areas, by George, yes. You know what I'm saying? But as far as saying fat, her and Doja Cat, no. See, I understand what's happening here. She realized Doja Cat is doing pretty good right now, and Meg Thee Stallion is doing amazing, right? And like I spoke on earlier, Azealia Banks, her growth is not there, right? I'm not just talking about her hair either, you know what I'm saying? She's doing this obviously for clout, right? People's gonna hear about it, it's gonna hit some headlines, the little few headlines that it's hitting and everything, right? But as of this time, she came back and doubled down and say, oh, you guys are talking about like I'm body shaming them. F that with the body shaming. They look fat. They look disgusting, all that stuff. And, at this moment, Meg Thee Stallion and Doja Cat have not replied for obvious reasons, right? Because they probably look at it as who the hell is Azealia Banks? Not as an insult either. That's the thing people have to understand. When people say who is Azealia Banks, they're not saying it as, oh my God, let's shit on her. We know who she is. Let's just make. No, legitimately, I honestly believe people don't know who she is, right? Rightfully so, right? She brings a lot of drama, and I feel like at this point she has been blackballed, kind of like her head, right? And we gotta talk about Wendy Williams, right? Wendy Williams, she's in the news because apparently she's about to come out with a biopic of her life, the life of Wendy Williams. I'll say this, I respect Wendy Williams, right? Wendy Williams, she says what she feels and she's raw, and Charlamagne who I also look up to, and base some of my vernacular. Is that the right word? Vernacular? She's cutthroat. She says anything she wants. She doesn't care who you are. She'll, put dirt on your name and then invite you as a guest to the show and act like nothing happened. And that's savage. People understand that's savage as hell. And you can't do nothing but respect it, right? Regardless how she's built, right? Because at the same time, when you look at her body, she's kind of built like. But the reason I'm talking about Wendy Williams is not just because her biopic and everything, right? Because apparently a lot of people want to watch that. So apparently in the biopic, right, Wendy Williams talks about a part of her life when she messed with an R&B singer by the name of I think his name is Sherrick Smith, right? And she said, he found him attractive. He was like, seemed like a real cool guy and everything, right? And apparently she got date raped by this guy, right? The thing about the date rape, right, is that Sherrick is actually dead right now. He's passed away. And his widow just recently came out and was asking, why now? Why Wendy Williams? She's been quiet this whole time. She's had this platform and everything like that. Why do you wait now to release this information? It's like you should just let the man rest in peace, right? The thing about this, right? I'm not saying Wendy Williams is lying, right? There's no way we will ever really know, right? But at the same time, I'm wondering why now, right? It could be publicity and everything like that. I didn't even know who this guy Sherrick was. Maybe he was a big time R&B singer back in the day. I might be ignorant. I don't know. But you would think that she would have brought this up around the Me Too time. When Me Too hit, people, it got, like I said, it got people out here going on Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson been passed away and they're trying to get money. I don't know what Wendy Williams gains by doing this, but if this did happen to her, right? I mean, she has the right to go ahead and, spread it around, let everybody know about it and stuff like that. If this guy's really this horrible guy, date raping people and stuff like that, they should go ahead and just do that. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a funny matter, right? But it's like, because Wendy Williams is like, well, how tall is Wendy Williams? Like 6 foot? I'm just like, I'm trying to understand why. We got to talk about this guy YFN Lucci, right? YFN Lucci, he just recently turned himself in for because he was on the run, basically. Now, I'm not gonna say really on the run. They haven't been looking for him that long, but apparently, he had a warrant out for his arrest due to a murder charge. Granted, at the same time, we have to understand that just because he got charged with murder doesn't mean that he actually murdered anybody, right? But at the same time, even if he beats this case, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to think that, he still murdered somebody. But here's the story. The story is pretty much like this. There was a 911 call from a young lady, apparently. And when she called, she pretty much was saying like, yo, there was somebody hanging out of a white SUV and everything. And then he got thrown out of the SUV and he had a bullet hole in his head, like a gunshot wound to his head and everything, right? And the guy was still alive. And she went up to him and then she called 911, obviously. And she was trying to, like rush an ambulance and all that. See, that part of the story, I have to commend this woman, right? Because me, as the type of individual I am, right, that cares about my life and is willing to, if I was to see an old lady get shot up by somebody, I honestly wouldn't go and check to see if the old lady was okay. Just hear me out, right? I'll look at it like this. If you were willing to shoot an old lady, to shoot her up, right? I don't know what she did, but I think a black guy, dark-skinned black guy with dreadlocks and everything, I don't think people would think twice. At least they wouldn't think twice of lighting my ass up. So she stood there brave, right? Not thinking that maybe these guys would come back to make sure that this person is dead and the job has been finished. And also killing anybody who might be a witness to the shooting and everything, right? That's the only thing that'd be crossing through my mind the whole time. I'd call the police, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd call the police from a distance. I wouldn't really get that close. But So, she stayed there all the way to the point of his last breath and everything. Like, whole time, I just realized, what if she was a part of this, right? And she was there to make sure he had his last breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if she was just there like, he's not dead, boom, and then, she covered his nose and everything, then probably just... The man who passed away was 28-year-old, I think, Gray Adams, Mr. Adams. Let's just say Mr. Adams. I have to go back and check his name and everything like that. And, I don't know how it tied back. Based on my readings, I haven't seen how it really tied back to YFN Lucci. Dude, I'm just trying to understand this, right? When you become a rapper, right? When you're mainstream, YFN Lucci, he's a pretty decently known rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking that he's getting $100K per show, but I mean he's getting some money per show, right? So I would think that you would stop with the street stuff, right? I would think that you wouldn't, murder. Granted, these are just allegations. These are just charges and everything, right? That doesn't mean that he did anything, right? But then at the same time, do you wonder if he put a hit out on this individual? I want to know what this guy did in order to get murdered, right? And it's like, was it a spontaneous murder for this guy to be hanging out the car and being pushed out? Man, it's just confusing me, right? It's confusing me because I feel like honestly, I'll say this. Once I get to a certain level of money, right, I'm cutting people off. I really am. I'm just like, I'm not gonna chill with certain individuals. You're not on my pay grade. People gonna call me brand new. I'm like, hell yeah. You knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Look at me now. I'm getting hoes. I'll be honest with you right now. My own girlfriend right now is hanging by a thread, right? She's hanging by a thread. Because so help me God, if I get a call from somebody saying, "Oh yeah, Felix, we want you to join," it's over. I'm like, yo, you can keep the kids, you can keep the dogs, you can keep all that. I don't need. I honestly think he should just associate himself with other individuals if it's gonna be messing up his money and life, right? He was out here. He should have just been with his girl. Is he still going out with? I don't know if he's still going out with Nay. It's Lil Wayne's daughter and everything. I'm not sure if he's still going out, even though the age difference was real. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if she legal, I mean, hey, listen. As I say, it's hard to turn down legal pussy. You know what I'm saying? My prayers go out to the family of the deceased, and hopefully justice is served. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's sad, man. But that's all I got to talk about today, man. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. I love you. Leave a like for your boy, man, because if you made it this far, it doesn't make no sense if you don't leave a like. Make sure you subscribe too. If you're not already subscribed, put the post notifications. You can always hear the voice of long trousers, because my voice is oh so sensual. Share this video with your friends, your buddy, your pals, your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? I want them all to hear the voice of long trousers. And don't forget to buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms, because we're all so humble. Link in the description box below. And that's all I gotta say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.